Good morning, this is the Desert Shaman. I had to do a short video on this Tucker Carlson thing because I think it's great. Just off, at first blush, it has the ability to be a game changer, that's for sure. I mean, let's put it this way. If Tucker sits down with Putin, which he already has, and he's already recorded it, and there is an interview, I have yet to see an interview that is not good with Putin. Uh, because he's intellectual, smart, sharp as a pin, and has an excellent recall. Shit, he can stand before an audience, a press conference. He's done this before. I forget the name of it, but I've seen plenty of them that where he just stands up there and takes questions for 4 hours, 4 hours straight on all kinds of topics, from finances to war to geopolitics to the shape of his own country to, and he will just go on and on in detail and know exactly what he's talking about. And you got to compare that with the demented fuck that we have in the White House. Okay, there's no comparison whatsoever. The guy can't even stand up there for 5 minutes without blowing it. And he could never stand before an audience for 4 hours and ask all kinds of questions and answer in exquisite detail. So this is the type of person that Tucker is interviewing. He's interviewing somebody that has a firm grasp, okay, on his mental faculties. He's also a martial artist, by the way, which makes him ahead of the game as far as looking at it from another point of view. Okay, so when you're a martial artist, you think about other things. You think about philosophy behind the martial arts, and he's a master judo. He's got a black belt or greater in judo. So once you are in the martial arts, you know how to apply that mindset in any kind of situation, like an interview. All right. Now, this is a scoop for Tucker if he gets it and it goes off as planned. It looks like it's going to be put on Twitter, and it'll appear on his own website. I think it's tuckercarlson.com or something like that. But I'm looking forward to this one. And this could be a game changer. It could be a game changer as far as, let's say, just, well, right off the top of my head, what is everybody focused in on? Elections, okay? And that could be a big, big game changer there. Could blow him right out of the water, Biden. When people find out, okay, and they know when they're talking to somebody reasonable or when they're listening to somebody reasonable in an interview. I will give the American people that much credit, maybe. They know, they can identify somebody that is intellectual and got his shit together and is lucid, okay, and not demented. Emphasizing the word demented here. So it could be a game changer. I mean, this could be an eye opener for a lot of people in certain respects as to them wondering where their money is going and why it's going to this war and how the war started and what was the origins of the war, which I'm sure will be covered. And who instigated this and who instigated that and who interfered. People like Victoria Nuland and John Kerry and those people that went over there and organized a coup in 2014. And I'm sure all that stuff will come out. It'll have to come out because the question will probably be asked, what's the backstory? If I know Tucker, he'll touch on that most likely. If he doesn't, it'll come out anyway, I feel. But so this could be a game changer, and I mean, if people's eyes are open, and let's face it, Tucker has millions of viewers. I don't know how many. He got more views when he left Fox News. Got kind of a following there with the Patriot crowd and the Trump crowd and people like that. He got a following. He got a huge following. Some people even wanted him to run for president, okay, and there were rumors that he might, but I don't think that's what Tucker's about. I think he's about being a superb journalist, okay, which we don't have anymore. And the ones that we do have, like Julian Assange, end up in prison, all right, or dead or something, all right. So I hope Tucker has a good security team around him, and I hope he's watching his back. And I hope this thing comes off with a hitch. Without a hitch, I mean. Without a hitch. Let me emphasize that. Without a hitch. And I think it will. And if it does, it could be a game changer, not just in the political arena, but just in common, let's say, just in societal, the societal structure of America. The people that make up America, because all kinds of people will be watching the interview, not just patriots and not just Trump fans. Everybody will be watching it. Probably all kinds of younger people will be watching it. And an interview like that, if done right and is long enough and it has enough views, will be passed around to other people. It could change consciousness. Literally. It could literally, seriously change consciousness of people, change the consciousness of people, the awareness, okay? Because if they listen at all to the interview, and I haven't heard the interview, and I'm only going on the feeling that I have about it, they will have their minds fucking blown. Their minds will be blown. A lot of people, okay? You can't sit down and listen to a rational person and an intellectual person and somebody that knows their shit, philosophical and the whole ball of wax. You can't sit down and listen or watch somebody like that without having some type of breakthrough in awareness. Like, wow. For instance, sitting there, a normal Joe in America, sitting there, watching his flat screen TV and looking at this guy and coming to bingo the realization that look at our president, all right? No, don't look at him. Don't look at him. But figure of speech, look at our president and compare that with a guy that can't find his way off stage, a guy that makes complete fool of himself on stage, can't remember lines, has to be reminded, has little notes that he has to look at just to get through like maybe a 10-minute press conference. Again, let me re-emphasize the Valdai. That's what it is. The Valdai that Putin spoke at for 4 hours. The Valdai Press Club or something like that, where the international journalists come in from all over the world. All over the world. And they're all lined up and set up to fire questions at him one by one by one by one. And he sits there for 4 hours or, first he gives a speech about the condition of the world and geopolitics and his country and his view and all that stuff about what's going on. Then he sits down and he takes 3 hours of questions, okay? You couldn't even fathom Joe Biden doing that, or for that matter, any of our politicians or any leader in Europe or anywhere else. Can you imagine any one of these people, Schultz or anybody, the head of NATO, that bonkers guy, forget his name, but anyway, Victoria Nuland, anybody, could you imagine them sitting down and getting questions fired at them for 3-4 hours and answering everything impeccably? So this is going to be, if it comes off, and if it comes off as I think it will come off, it's going to be a friggin' game changer. No doubt about it. And they're already freaking out on Twitter and all these different things. They've already got opposition going and calling Tucker a Putin apologist. And they'll say all kinds of things, man. They'll call him a traitor and all this bullshit. This is coming from America, America, that's the land of the free and the home of the brave, and freedom of speech and freedom of this and freedom of that and all that good shit. Not. And that's why they're getting freaked out. That's why they're getting freaked out. It's glorious to watch this, isn't it? It really is. Just the freak out before it even happens. I mean, it hasn't even happened yet, and people are freaking out already. Flipping out the liberal, mainstream, democratic, oh my, it's unbelievable. What a bunch of doofuses, I'm telling you. Dangerous doofuses, the DDs, the dangerous doofuses, all right? The murderous doofuses, Yeah, we're liable to get another side of the story here, and it's always good. It's just, I've said it for years, and you know it as well as I do, that all the rest of the bullshit out there on the mainstream media is just total propaganda. Lies, propaganda, omission of truth, completely controlled in an Orwellian manner by the deep state and the oligarchs of America and the criminal minds of America. Criminality, and so anytime you can get one up on and if anybody, this is another thing too, if anybody's going to get listened to and get a one up on the mainstream media, it'll be Tucker. Now, I'm not sitting here thinking that Tucker Carlson is Jesus Christ or anything like that. He's just a go-getter. He's a go-getter, and I don't agree with everything that Tucker has said. He's still in the dark on some things. But for the most part, he seems to have his head on his shoulders, and we'll see. We'll see about the interview. I'm just anxious to see it. I'm really anxious to see it. But then again, it'll get here when it gets here, or if it ever gets here. So just some thoughts, enjoying the weather here in the Shaman's Den in southern Nevada. Just had a huge, they call it the river in the sky, or atmospheric river or something just went through here. I've never seen anything like it. Lots of water, whiteouts. It's kind of passing now, but this was a long stretch. And it's okay. I just sit here and watch it. I love it. The desert changes, all kinds of things happen, and it's so dry that it gets, just soaks it up real quick. But after a while, it takes a while to soak it up. I'm enjoying it. By the way, if you want to donate to this channel, or if you want a reading from me, because I do those, you can go to spiritofcrazyhorse.com, or in the show notes there'll be lots of links to where you can go and donate, or Patreon too. You know, I'm on Patreon if people want to, if that's your thing, you know. One thing I'm finding out though that I should emphasize more is that, and I'll explain the reason, I heard this from somewhere else, is that when you like this video, or even if you like comments in the video, and if you comment on the video and you like the video, that changes the algorithms on YouTube. This is what I found out. So the more you like a video, that thumbs up thing down there, you know, which I kind of just thought was a joke before, but the more you like it, it changes the algorithm, all right? And so if I get 100 views and I only get 14 likes, that's bullshit. If you're viewing this video, like it, okay? Either that, or if you don't like it, just don't like it. Doesn't mean you have to give it a thumbs down. But if you like it, you know, and make a decision on things. Just to touch on decisions, just for a minute here. I notice a lot of indecision in general in the populace. A lot of indecision, okay? And indecision to me is confusion, you know? It's confusion, and you're not centered, and you're not following through with, like a captain on a course, or the captain of his own ship doesn't become indecisive when he's navigating through icebergs, and or a pilot in a plane knows exactly what course and looks at the course and makes a decision. And once he makes that decision, he continually updates the information, all right? And if you change a decision, it has to be for a good reason. Otherwise, you should just stay on course, okay? And not be scattered, okay? Because indecision to me is being scattered in a way. So anyway, if you decide that you want to like this video, decide and like it. And if you don't, just shine it on. Shine it on. And if you like, you know, if you like what I say, here's the thing that I'm going to say right now. And I've said this before. I was going through my videos personally looking for something that I had recorded earlier. And as I was scrolling down, you might want to try this. As I was scrolling down through my videos, that it just kept going and going and going and going and going. I couldn't get to the bottom almost. Took me a long time. And I looked at the different titles of the different things with the thumbnails, and I have touched, you just try that and see the things that I have touched on. All right? You scroll down and you look at the names of my videos and keep going and going and going and farther back, and see how many things that I have touched on. And I'm talking world events, going way back, pulling the covers on world events, shamanism, Native American topics, consciousness raising topics, anything that you can think of, shamanistic drumming, all, you know, just all the way back. Stories, you know, from the Native flute playing by myself. I have flute videos that I've done. Drum videos, just everything that is creative, shamanistic, and shaktiistic, okay, is yours truly has done, and I've covered every fucking imaginable topic in current affairs, going way back beyond, past, talking about Jade Helm and Putin 5 years ago. They were doing the same fucking thing they were doing now, demonizing. You go back and see. All right? That Thunder knows what the fuck I'm talking about, and have done over 500 videos and documentaries as well on the Apaches and the Hopis. And so if any channel should be liked and supported, it should be this one. Not some newsboys out there giving you just news, okay? Pulling up shit on the computer and giving you news. Get with it, people. If you're part of this tribe, support it, okay? Let's see some donations rolling in here. You think I'm rich or something? I'm not. And times are getting tough. So be a little supportive in some way. If $5 will help, and you don't forget, you get a free copy of my book, one of my books, if it's over $10. And you can get a personal consultation to me for 15, for 30 minutes. So what are you waiting for? Support this thing. It's like that old saying, shit or get off of the pot, It's that simple. It's that simple. All right, I'm out of here. I'm in rare form, I admit. Adios.